The downside is of me playing this once a week. I have to figure out what the hell we did last time. If I remember correctly, we have to find the head maid. Don't ask me where she is. I think we went through all of those rooms. We talked to all of them already. So I'm guessing we're gonna go here somewhere. Well, I guess it's only one way, so it must be up here. Oh! This must be the royal keep. Doesn't look like the admit is here. Who are you? Hey, you two. Huh. We're here as guests of the Duke. Is this where Her Majesty lives? Of course it is. But for the last few days, she hasn't been feeling so well. She's not seeing anyone right now. Oh, you've got it all wrong. We weren't even thinking of that. I just thought it would be amazing if she were to even take notice of us. Does Princess Claudia sleep here as well? No, it's just... Hey. The princess is focused on looking after Her Majesty. Neither of them has time to deal with the likes of you. Might I inquire as to what's going on here? Madam, we didn't know you were back already. The dinner party will be starting soon, so I will be returning to the maid quarters. And who are our guests? They are from the team that won the martial arts competition. It's only because of that victory that someone of a Bracer's social standing would ever be invited here. A Bracer's social standing? It's just discourtesy. You would insult those who were personally invited to the royal castle? No, not that. That's not... Those invited by the Duke should be treated with all the respect due to those invited by Her Majesty. I sincerely hope you have not forgotten that. Understood. Wow, she's intense. I wonder who she is. But madam, we can't just allow them to pass. Surely you understand the reason that the colonel laid out. Yes, and I'm quite tired of hearing them repeated to me. I am terribly sorry, sir and madam. Security has been heightened, and as such the royal keep and its surroundings are off limits. If I may ask, would you mind waiting in your room until the dinner party begins? Alright. That's fine. Well, we will do as you ask. I apologize, we weren't trying to cause any trouble. Huh. Fine then, just don't let it happen again. Is this a safe return to you? I apologize that you were subjected to such a dreadful behavior. My name is Hilda. I am the head maid of Gransler Castle and I oversee all of the housekeeping duties. Uh-huh. We had a feeling. Huh? Forgive my rudeness, but are we previously acquainted? Well, someone told us about you. I know his handwriting. You see? We also have our bracer emblems and identification with us. I see. Please come with me to the maid's sitting room. We can discuss the matter further once we are there. I understand. You need to deliver Professor Russet's message to Her Majesty, correct? Right. If now is not a good time, we can try later, but... No, it's not an issue. But those special ops men have had the royal keep under constant surveillance for some time now. Only the Duke, the Colonel, and hired attendants such as myself are allowed in. Which means that a private audience is probably a no-go. What do you think, Estelle? You could ask Hilda to relay the professor's message to Her Majesty. No, I'd really rather speak to her face to face. There are just too many particulars we don't know that we'd really need to discuss directly. Like what Duke Dunan and Colonel Richard are after. Estelle and Joshua, I have a bit of an idea. Could I get you to return here once the dinner party is over? Why? Have you thought of a way for us to see Her Majesty? I believe I have. It may be difficult, but I think it's worth a try. I'm going to need some time to get ready, so can you come back after the dinner party? Awesome! Understood, we will be back then. I'll be waiting. Food prep is done, so I think we'll begin serving shortly. For now, it's probably best if you wait in your room. Ah, we're here now, okay. That was our room. Hey guys, talk about being late. The party's about to start, you know? Sorry, we got so caught up in sightseeing that we lost track of time. Plus we also talked to all the mayors. Ah, well, aren't we well connected? We're close friends with the mayor of Roland, plus we've met the other mayors in the course of our travels. I see. I guess your work as braces has caused you to meet quite a few big shots. You two sure get around for junior braces. You might say that. Have you done any bracer assignments since we came to Grancel? I guess it's not all that different in other countries, right? Right, for a full-fledged bracer, nationality is an issue when it comes to your work. The prelim fights and legal procedures at the embassy kept me too busy to get any actual work done though. But hey, there are 4 other bracers on duty too, which isn't so bad. Normally that would be enough to handle most cases, I'd imagine. But with all of them concentrated in Grancel, that must make it tough to handle any cases in other regions. Yeah, could be. I feel like a goose just walked over my grave. I wonder what's going on with Shara back in Roland. No, that name rings a bell. You wouldn't happen to be talking about Charizard, would you? You know her? She's our mentor and she's been a close friend for ages. Okay, makes sense. I met her a long time ago when a case brought her to Calvard. She was fortunate to have a good master working with her from such a young age. Her master is probably dead. Please pardon me, the table for the dinner party has been set. May I show you the way? Sure, I was getting bored with waiting anyhow. Alright, wanna go and eat fancy? Sure, that fight left me starving. Let's go dig in. Come on, you two. It would be nice if you two didn't completely forget your table manners for once. Is this a dinner party, right? What's with all the empty plates then? Plenty of knives and forks, though. That's because it's a formal dinner. Everything comes out in a specific order, starting with hors d'oeuvre. And then you know the knives and forks from the outside in. And that's all part of having good table manners. And here comes the anxiety attack. It's really not so bad. It does mean that you get to have some of the finest food available. Manners and etiquette are secondary. Indeed, indeed. I'm told that you are acquainted with everyone who will be attending. No need to get stressed out. Yeah, I guess that's true. Please don't encourage her. On that note, is a gentleman accompanying you going to be okay with a knife and fork? I am told that folks from East usually eat with chopsticks. You've done your research. However, I'm a firm believer in the when in Liber, do as the Liberalians do policy. I'm not especially skilled with them, but I will use a knife and fork. My, how elegantly handled. I'm impressed. You're as much a gentleman as you are a martial arts champion. You flatter me. Boy, he really is a complete sucker for a pretty face. I think he's more being polite than a leech though. Anyway, his grace is really late. I wonder what he's up to. Indeed, so if the seat at head of the table is for the Duke, then who might that other one be for? Indeed, perhaps it is intended for Princess Claudia. Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, my humblest apologies for the long delay. Presenting His Grace, the Duke. Well then, I must apologize for making you wait so. I'm afraid that I was in a meeting from which I simply could not break away. This gentleman is Colonel Richard, commanding officer of the Royal Intelligence Division. I've invited him here to thank him for his tireless efforts in helping to deal with the terrorist situation. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I was quite gratified to be invited to this occasion by our Honorable Duke. I ask that you pardon my uncouth soldier's uniform and allow me to sit with you. You've got to be kidding. We're having dinner with him? I suspected this might happen, but it's still unnerving. Ah, excellent, excellent. What say you, Mayor Mabel? What do you think of Gransel Castle's MasterChef? Is his cooking not but on par with that found in Bose's Anteros restaurant? Yes, it's quite remarkable. The wine selection also perfectly complements the meal. I almost want to try hiring him away. Ah, you are not the first to say such things. And what of Yuzin, wasn't it? Is the food to your liking? Oh, it's excellent. I don't have the words to describe the sense of refinement and depth. I certainly believe I could develop a real taste for a Liberalian cuisine, though. Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. And you, young Braces? I imagine you've never experienced such fine food in your life before. It's extremely delicious, far more worthy of being associated with the royal family than the person who invited us. Ah, indeed. It is a genuine treat, huh? It's certainly delicious, and we couldn't miss a chance to attend so prestigious an event as this. Thank you very much for your gracious invitation. Ah, very kind of you to say so. I do finally remember what my butler has been telling me about. We met before during the Ruin incident. Perhaps our fates are linked in some bizarre fashion. Yes, maybe so. So he'd forgotten all about us until his butler reminded him. Come, let us put social classes and ranks aside for this evening. Food is abundant and the wine flows freely, so enjoy to your heart's content. Your Grace, if we could, I would like to do as we discussed first. Ah yes, that's a fine idea. Actually, I have something important to say to you fine folk who presents the kingdom. I use the celebration as the place to make an important announcement. An announcement? And what might that be? I believe I will allow Colonel Richard to explain in detail. Thank you. As you are no doubt already aware, Her Majesty has been in poor health of late. However, she has been recovering and may grace us with a public appearance soon. Oh, that's excellent news! Could we possibly go and check in on her? Unfortunately, she does not consider that to be a wise decision at the moment. Within a few days, it seems likely that the terrorists plaguing the kingdom will be swept away. In light of that, the Queen's birthday celebration will be held as originally planned. Well, the citizens will surely be happy to hear the news, as they have been looking forward to it. But surely that is not all you wish to tell us. Right, if that were all, you could have just sent along a message. Ah, indeed, you are correct. Her Majesty is continuing to recover as was previously stated. However, given the gravity of her condition, she has also issued a proclamation. Due to her teen years' health, she has stated that she wishes to abdicate the throne and turn over royal authority to her nephew, Duke Dunan. What? Is this true? You're sure this is... Yeah, this conspiracy finally makes its appearance. I was surprised when Her Majesty first broached the subject as well, but her illness has left her quite frail. But it is only natural. She has ruled the kingdom for 40 years, leading her through times of strife and war, all without a husband, might I add. Given that, I wish to relieve her of the stress of her duties following the festival's successful conclusion. As the heir to the throne, the decision are mine to make. How terrible! Is Her Majesty's condition truly that severe? I'm ashamed that I've never noticed any signs in any of my annual visits. Isn't this far too serious a matter to discuss at what is supposedly a casual dinner? Pardon my rudeness, but this all seems so to stretch cruelty. Mayor Mabel, are you saying that you cannot take His Grace at his word? No, nothing of sort. I simply mean that. As an elected official, I don't understand why the successor to the throne can't be elected in the same fashion. That's true. If possible, I would like to hear this directly from Her Majesty. Huh? Your unease is quite understandable, but we do ask that you try to maintain your composure and allow us to continue. As mentioned earlier, I believe Her Majesty will give a formal announcement herself during the festival. Could you be persuaded to shelve your doubts until then? Well, the issue is basically this. Once this becomes common knowledge, we cannot know how the citizens will react. This is why we are telling the leaders first to help stave off any chaos or public disorder before it happens. This was also the decision of His Grace. Well, yes, this is true. Also, the Queen's abdication of the throne will have international repercussions. The other nations on the continent will have their eyes on us, and we must be watchful for any action on the part of the Erebonians. Surely you can see why it is necessary to show unified support for the new king. This is the world in which we are going to be living. Makes it all sound so rational. Yeah, he's quite a master manipulator. In other words, the official decree will be given during the birthday celebration. But you thought it would be best to inform us first so that we can be prepared for any issues that may arise, correct? I'm glad to see that we have an understanding. If this all comes to pass, we are going to find ourselves quite busy. Yes, and we will have to announce it to the citizens. I have a question. I believe that the Duke has a fair claim to the throne. However, is there not another who also has the same right of succession? Oh, thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Well, no doubt you're referring to Her Majesty's granddaughter, Princess Claudia. It is true that she and His Grace have an equal claim to the throne, but it would appear that Her Majesty did not choose her due to her tender age. And I must say, I agree with her wisdom in this matter. I should hardly like to impose such responsibility upon a girl so young. Yes, absolutely. For the time being, I believe it would be best for Claudia to find a fine marriage prospect. Though it is strictly informal, there is already interest from the royal families of a number of other nations. Perhaps a royal wedding could take place as soon as this year. Oh my. I understand. If that happens, then we will have 2 major events to celebrate. Huh? I honestly think she's a bit young for marriage. Excuse me, may I ask a question? Zin? I don't mind, speak freely. Sorry to seem rude, but this doesn't sound like the kind of conversation you would want outsiders hearing, particularly a foreigner. So how come you're making this announcement now? That is solely because of the serendipitous turn of events that allowed Braces to win the championship. We had wanted to inform the guild of this in advance as well. I've already discussed the idea with Her Majesty. Gotcha. I guess Leva's military and Braces are on just as good of terms as the stories say. That is because we lack the military strength of the Empire or the Republic. The harsh reality is that keeping close relations with each other is a must. In any event, do you understand our intentions? Yeah, alright. We'll pass on what we've learned here to the guild then. Man, I've had some pretty unbelievable conversations in my time, but that was something else. I mean, I'm a foreigner after all, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I bet that was huge news for you guys though. Of course it was. I can't believe things have gone this far already. Huh? Never mind. But really, what a shame. That food was so amazing, and it practically melted in my mouth. Couldn't tell what that last flavor was though. Understandable though. But anyway, did you want to go for a walk to work off some of that rich food, Estelle? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I could go for a little bit of fresh air. You just played tourist a little while ago and now you want to take an after-dinner walk? I sure don't get it. Must be a local thing. I think you're exaggerating it a little bit. You haven't gone out to take in the sights. There's a lot of historic architecture around here, you know? If the mood hits me, I may still give it a shot. On the other hand, the kitchen may still have some food left over. You've got her kidding. You're still hungry? If you had a blade to my throat, my dying wish would be for some liquor and a snack. I might go and hunt up a bar or something in a little bit. Things have gotten serious. We really have to find a way to get in to see Her Majesty. First things first, we go talk to the head maid Hilda as we promised. She probably knows a way for us to speak directly to the Queen. Fine by me. Oh, it's you. What? Colonel Richard. Ah, son Joshua. This is our first opportunity to truly speak face to face, I believe. The last time we saw one another was right after Mayor Dalmore was arrested, wasn't it? I'm honestly surprised that you remember us. I realized that we exchanged few words, but you made quite an impression on me. My curiosity was piqued, so I did a bit of checking up on you. I was quite surprised to learn that you were the children of Colonel Cassius. How did you find that out? Please understand, I'm not trying to show off the intelligence division's capabilities. I'm greatly indebted to him from our time together in the army. Indeed, more than words can properly express. Might I persuade you to stay a while and talk? I've been hoping to speak with you two for quite some time now. Huh? Pardon me, Colonel, but don't you have a meeting with His Grace? I don't mind being a bit late. Ah yes, if we're going to talk, why don't we use the lounge inside? I'll mix you up a couple of virgin cocktails. I'll prepare them, sir. No, that won't be necessary. Hey, Ovan! Thank you so much for the 38! The van! Thank you so much, man, I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. I want you to go to His Grace and inform him that I'll be delayed. Yes, sir. Pardon me then. Now then, shall we retire to the lounge? Please follow me. Joshua, what should we do? I don't see where we have much of a choice but to follow him. We'll be a little late, but we can talk to the headmaid later. I met Cassius shortly after I graduated from the military academy. I was assigned to a mobile unit that was under his command, and since that time I have found myself in his debt again and again, both personally and professionally. He did? What did you think of him at the time? To put it simply, he was a hero, and a master swordsman to boot. No matter the scenario, he could find a way to handle any number of battlefronts in every direction. It wasn't just a matter of sheer tactics, he understood and could direct high-level strategy as well. Quite simply, he was a man without peer. If I didn't know better, I'd say we were talking about two different people. So, you were with our father during the 100 Days War. Yes, he was my CO. Even now, I can still vividly remember the excitement that filled me as we executed his plan that turned the war's tide. Any time I get to talking about those days, time just runs away with me. But this much I can tell you. If Cassius Bride had not been part of the Royal Army, Liebel would now be part of the Erebonian Empire. No way. That's kinda hard to believe. Well, as a hero, he had a knack for doing unbelievable things. He left the army immediately after the war, declining even a medal from the Queen. So few know of his achievements. But inside the army, many soldiers still hold him up as the prime example of what a hero should be. He never said one word about any of this to me. Well, it's not really the kind of thing you would tell your daughter about. It's not fair to criticize him for that. Hey, whose side are you on? And besides, why doesn't any of this shock you like it shocks me? Did you already know about all this or something? Well, I didn't know that he was Colonel Richard's superior officer. The rest I knew about vaguely. Vaguely? You're an accomplice? Hey, calm down. It's not like he told me any of it, I just figured a lot out of it. He told me he didn't feel it was something worth going out of his way to tell others about. I just don't get it. When he comes back, he is so in trouble. Please excuse us, we didn't mean to interrupt. No, seeing you like this is actually a bit of a relief. When I found out that your father was intending to leave the military, I desperately tried to stop him, But it seems that by leaving, he did what was best for himself after all. After losing his dear wife, maybe being with you was all that could help him recover. Colonel Richard. Now then, I thank you for taking the time to come here. I really can't keep the Duke waiting, so I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Oh, alright. Our apologies for making you so late. No, not at all. You both have told me one thing I wanted most to know, and thus I have no regrets. How is that again? I'm sure we will have a chance to speak again soon. Cassius might even be with us then, to share in the stories. Okay. Who was that man and what has he done with Colonel Richard? What are you babbling about? It's just that it's weird to hear him talking about Dad that way. I wasn't expecting him to be so, well, nice. True, he doesn't seem all that villainous anyway. Even so, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's got something up his sleeve. For now, we should probably put the issue of that aside. Yeah, I guess you're right. And I hate to say it, but I think that he might have been playing nice just because he could get something out of it. He's an intelligence officer, so he probably thinks that fooling a couple of kids is as easy as could be. Don't you think that's going a little too far? You might be right. Let me be the one who's mistrustful to others. You should just follow your instincts and believe whatever you think is right. Huh? But just make sure you're prepared for anything. Don't let your guard down. I'd say a bracer shop is pretty much that, in fact. Okay, got it. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you? What the heck are you thanking me for? Anyway, we need to go back and see Hilda. She's probably sick of waiting for us. Yeah, she should be in the maid quarters. Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. You're awfully late, aren't you? Sorry about that, we kinda got caught by Colonel Richard. Did you know? He had some things to tell us about our Dan. I don't think he has any idea what we're up to, though. I see. Ah yes, the letter of introduction that mentioned that you were Mr. Cassius' children. I can understand at least some of how Colonel Richard feels. Do you know our dad too? He used to come here when he worked as General Morgan's the camp. I'm told that he was a school friend of the late princess. Her Majesty's son. Late prince. Princess Claudia's father. Yes, he was killed 15 years ago in a tragic shipwreck. Would that he were still alive today and none of this would be happening. But lamenting what might have been is a fool's errand. Evening is fast approaching, and we must make our preparations at once. Come on in, Shea. Oh hey, aren't you? Shea, right? Yes, thank you for remembering. You look well, Estelle Joshua. I've been told of your current predicament. You won't find a more dependable child. She is a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle. Princess Claudia? That shouldn't pose a problem. Thank you. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniforms. The ribbons and the headpiece are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you. What? What do you mean? Estelle is going to need to dress as one of the maids in order to get into the royal keep. A little playing with her hair and you'll blend right in. I get it. Uniforms don't allow for much in the way of personalization. That should be ideal for sneaking in. Me in a maid outfit. I've been wanting to try one since we first met Leela. Cute, breezy and easy to move in. Well, if our uniforms weren't easy to move in, they'd make the cleaning much more difficult. I thought so. Well, let's get this sucker on me. Why so excited? I'm glad you're in high spirits, but you need to remember your manner in front of the queen. You won't have me to lean on this time. Why not? You're changing too, aren't you? Pardon? I mean, he did play the princess during the play at the campus festival. Is there really that much of a difference between the fancy dress and the maid outfit? That's different, it was a play. I can't appear before Her Majesty in woman's clothes. Oh, you'll be fine, it's not all that shameful or anything. Besides, you made such a gorgeous princess. Oh, not this again. Cut the jokes, will you? Hilda, Shea, help me. Help me out of here. Say something. Anyone? I see. That shouldn't pose a problem. Shea, don't you have that extra hairpiece designed for the princess? Yes. It's never been used though. He has that full dark hair, so it would probably look good on him. Hey, hold on a second. Well, it looks like a 3-to-1 vote. Majority rules. This way, please. We can use this as a changing room. Wait a minute, I don't remember ever agreeing to changing. Alright. If I have to change, I can do it myself. Shea, are you not planning on using makeup too, are you? Ugh, kids these days. Oh my. Ta-da! What do you think? I think it suits her very well. Such a bright, active maid in training, and after only just coming to the castle too, you certainty have me convinced. And with that hair down like that, no one will be any the wiser. Perhaps you would like to work at Gransel Castle for real when this is all settled. Well, we already work as braces, so anyway. Come on, Joshua, get out of here. No chance I can talk you out of this? None at all. You're just making this take longer. Fine. You're impossible sometimes. Well, it's almost frightening how good that looks. Isn't it awesome? It looks better on him than it does on me, and I'm an actual girl. A bit of makeup can make all the difference in the world. Please, just say you're done. Well, I suppose so. I'll show you the way to the royal keep. You need to make certain you watch me and learn how a maid handles herself. Yes, ma'am. We're finally gonna meet the queen in person. Yes, this is the do or die moment. You just have to stay focused and get to the royal keep. It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit. Well, excuse me. This was your idea. I can't believe you've got the nerve to pick on. Sorry. Don't get all mad. I'll treat you to some ice cream later, okay? I'm not like you. I'm not obsessed with food. Hey, I'm not obsessed with food. They get along so well, don't they? We're out of time. Let's go to the royal keep. Can't believe that Joshua got into girls' clothing the second time in one game. That's ridiculous. Poor Joshua, man. There's currently an important meeting being held in the audience chamber. I apologize, but you'll have to wait before you can enter. Hilda, what business do you have with Her Majesty at this hour? I'm bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life as she wishes after all. Such harsh words. Who are these mates with you? I don't recognize them. His Grace ordered me to hire on some additional staff to help. They have only just arrived at the castle today. Really now? Hey, you're pretty cute. Thank you. Why do I get the feeling we've met before? Do you stare so hard at every young lady you see? I do hope you're not thinking any untoward thoughts. I rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove. Hey, it's not like that. We're the elite of the royal army. We wouldn't do that. All's well then. Now, will you please allow us pass? Pardon, ladies. Please go ahead. Phew, that was intense. Thanks, Hilda. You are a real lifesaver. Yeah, that was really well done. I'm just glad I could help. Now then, are you planning to change your clothes before going to see Her Majesty? If you would prefer, I can just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is. Boy clothes, now. Aw, for the love of... Why are you always so self-conscious? What was wrong with that you had on? It's not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, Hilda, is this room what I think it is? Yes, it is Princess Claudia's bedroom, but she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. Oh, no kidding. But I heard that the princess was tending to the queen. I guess it's just gossip then. You would have to ask Her Majesty for full details. Her room is on the 2nd floor of the key. I'll take you there. I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I've brought the two I spoke of before. This is Joshua and Estelle. Thank you kindly. By all means, enter. As you wish. I'll wait for you here. You two go on in. Right. Pardon us. Oh. I bid you welcome. My name is Alicia. Alicia from Auslese. I am the 26th monarch of the nation of Libel. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm a junior bracer of the Bracer Guild. And I'm Joshua Bright of the same affiliation. It is a great honor to meet you, Your Majesty. Estelle and Joshua, I have truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I regret that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Please, have some and relax. I see, so Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. A pitch-black orbment capable of negating all other orbal energies, and you say that the Colonel has acquired it. The Professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it, Your Majesty. Can you tell us anything? I have but a vague idea, but I did not think that the Colonel even knew of it. Perhaps I'm worrying about nothing, but even so... Excuse me, but what is this vague idea you have? I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbal reaction was detected beneath Gransel. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Did this happen in the vicinity of the sewers? No, far deeper underground than that, in fact. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients that still functioned. Wow. So it was a bona fide artifact then. Most artifacts I know of have lost their function, like the mechanism on top of the towers, but every now and again you find one that still functions, like Mayor Dalmore's family heirloom. Something like that is beneath Gransel? So what does that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be used to hold the artifact's functions. Could it do that? Yes. However, we were unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried beneath the city, but it is beyond my imaginings how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off the record. I see. In any event, it seems likely that trouble is on the way. Honestly, just as I start to think maybe the Colonel might be a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for, but when someone's trying to stir up some trouble, that's when us bracers come in. We won't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull off. I'd expect no less from Cassia's daughter. You're acquainted with our father, Your Majesty. He was a friend of my late son's and a great savior of the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake requests from me. Really? I didn't know that. I imagine that there are a great many things about him that you do not know, including the precise role he played in the war 10 years ago. I assume you have not been told? Well, nothing super detailed. Perhaps then that is the role that I am meant to play. Estelle and Joshua, will you indulge me by listening to an old story? Oh yes, absolutely. It is no indulgence, Your Majesty. 10 years ago, in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Erebonian Empire. Its cause is yet unknown, so that is something I must omit. The Empire used that event as a pretext for the invasion of Libel. So began the sad times that would become known as the 100 Days' War. Just as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Harkin Gate. In what seemed like scant moments, all of Libel became occupied territory, save for Gransel. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire royal army. The reinforcements from Calvert were too late to stop their advance. It was but a matter of time before Gransel too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreak of hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol ships had just been developed and were used to recapture Lieber's checkpoints, severing the Imperial Army's communication. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one using ships launched from Leisten Fortress, Zeiss, Rouen, Bose, Roland. With their supply lines severed, the Erebonian forces occupying each region were swiftly crushed. And the one behind this plan for a counteroffensive was none other than one Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterward, with the intercession of the Bracer Guild and the Septian Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he treasured most in all the world. Lena, your mother Estelle, that clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempts to hold back the counteroffensive. What followed, I'm sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in her final moments. No, I had no idea. And he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of the Bracer, all to stay with the only one he had left, you. And this time he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad, that idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mom died. How could he even think that? Estelle. Yes, you're correct. Given that all he lost was in service to his country, the responsibility falls upon me. And so I am sorry, Estelle. I failed to protect your mother. I have wished to apologize to you for a long time. But you don't need to apologize. You've protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. The peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Lieber in the war fought so hard to protect. And the peace that Mom gave her life for, so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Estelle, you have a kind heart, and I am grateful. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person, now more than ever. Your Majesty. However, that is why I do not wish you to put yourself in danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. What? But Julie, I mean Lieutenant Schwartz asked us to help you. I thank you. I am grateful your willingness to do so, but if some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius' absence, I know of no apology that could ever suffice. I ask only that you go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father to return. But, if I may, your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, though it has held firm, now trembles like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua. If the Colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new King of Liber, then what will become of that peace? I ask only that you consider that. Your Majesty, right when we became junior bracers, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Bandit incident, we got that letter and the package, and we've been running all around creation ever since. It feels to us like our dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend peace, so that everyone we've met and everyone we care about can go on living secure and happy lives. Just like you, and just like Mom and Dad. I'm doing this because it's what I believe is right, and I really want to see it through. Estelle, it seems she was right about you. Huh? I too am ready. I would like for the two of you to carry my request to the Bracer Guild. Your Majesty, my liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is for the Bracer Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Amongst them is my granddaughter Claudia. Uh-huh. So the princess is being held captive somewhere. Yes. This coup d'etat started when I backed her as the successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Dunan was out of the running. Yes, though he is my nephew, he is possessed of a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I don't actually know her, but I personally lean towards the idea that your judgment should really be trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention, the memory of the invasion by a larger power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of 2 consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some. Some, including Colonel Richard, I presume? Quite right. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him quite unawares. That, along with his passing of this information to the Duke, is what led to this coup. This was all staged so that Liebel would become a strong military power, with the colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. It finally lets us see the whole picture. So if Liebel became a militarized country, what would happen then? A great many things. Taxes would be levied to fill the war chest. Orbital weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt contracting Jägerkorps would be made legal, which is not the case at present. Oh no. Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant request that I enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of genuine love for this country, but I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not all that protects this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with all other nations to the benefit of all. I feel the same way, Your Majesty. Yeah, makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notions to be womanly and foolishly idealistic. And so he demanded that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. Many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare to oppose the Colonel, but I am the Queen and I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We hear and comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests, Your Majesty? The gospel still has to be dealt with, and I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intentions with it. Wow, what a totally awesome person. Super nice, but with a seriously strong will. I hope I'm even one teeth that cool when I get old. Cool. Did you actually just call the Queen that? Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern a whole country. Yeah, I really want to stop this coup thingy and help her. That's definitely outside of Brace's jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we do whatever we can. Right, but you know I'm still freaking out about what the Queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits she'd be willing to share. Estelle and Joshua, have you finished changing? Oh yeah. Then we should return to the waiting room at once. It's already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. Wow, is it really that late? The Queen spoke with us for a long time. If we stay any longer, it's apt to make the guards suspicious. Are you going home for the day, Matilda? Yes, I believe so. Just be sure not to do Her Majesty any further discourtesy. That's not fair. But please relax. We are patriots to the core. That's good to hear. Now, I believe that we shall be on our way. Pardon me. by your leave. By the way, ladies, huh? I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? Lena. Nah, Lena's the other maid. We can't take Lena. They don't know Dorothy. Dorothy. That's a very modern name. Pardon my saying so, but it just doesn't sound right for you. Ain't that the truth? How about you, miss? You may call me Karen. Karen, you say? That's a pretty name. You're too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself. Ah, you know. Alright. We are with the Special Ops. My name is... I think that's just about enough. I sense an ulterior motive at work. No, I mean, at least not from us. Please, be safe on your way home. Well, aren't you, Mr. Popularity? It was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it's not... I didn't see you shying away from joining in the conversation. Sure, but that doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. I kind of lost all my confidence there. What's all the noise about? Oh, Duke Dunan. Oh, it's the lady of the court. Hey, you mates. You don't look familiar. These are two of the new hires whom I'm instructing. This is Dorothy and that's Karen. They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training time. Did he recognize us? Not good. Given how many times we run into him, it'd be bizarre if he didn't recognize us. Come on, Philip. Enough with the staring. It's quite unusual to see coming from you, stiff upper lip and all. Please pardon my rudeness. You look much like my niece. My eyes were playing tricks on me, it seems. I'm dreadfully sorry for the discourtesy. Oh, it's no bother. Please don't concern yourself. You know, now that I stop and look, I must say that you both are quite lovely. You with the brown hair, you have a very healthy, clean look to you. As for you, I personally think you would look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. Oh, I'm honored. Ah, yes. Dorothy, was it not? You shall attend to me this evening. Your Grace? I don't want to serve him tea. I don't think tea is what he once served. Your Grace, your flirtations, while flattering, are best saved for another time and place. All of the maids in the castle work directly in service to Her Majesty Queen Alicia. I trust you've not forgotten. I know. Some folks simply can't appreciate a joke. The castle will be mine in a week's time anyway. We can set aside time for some fun then. Your Grace, please no more of this. I do not mind when you drink to excess, but you know how your libido gets in such instances. I say this knowing full well that I may be reprimanded for But I said I was just joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. As you wish, Your Grace. Your room is right over there. Oh, alright, Dorothy. You just let me know if you have any problems, anything at all. I'll give you the best advice the future king can give. Thank you very much. Aren't you cute? Yes, good. I apologize unreservedly for all the fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this come the morning. Please set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I am truly sorry. Madam and young Mrs., I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. I feel so bad. I feel so badly for him. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Oh, do you know Mr. Philip personally? Yes, ever since we were children, though not nearly as well as we once did, thanks to the one he serves. I see. He sure seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? I'll bet that everything's between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Probably, yeah. By the way, what was that you were saying earlier about me being popular one, huh? The Duke certainly seemed awfully fond of you. Please, I would like to keep my food in my stomach, thank you. Alright, back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would the Duke want tea so late? Well, you see, Estelle, allow me to elucidate the matter of tea and why gentlemen should never request it in polite company. Huh? Come closer. Hilda whispered something into Estelle's ear. Now do you understand? Ah, yes. Hopeless, completely hopeless. Thanks for everything, both of you. If not for you, I don't know what we would have done. Please, it was the least we could do in Her Majesty's service. I only ask that you complete the request she made of you. I feel the same way. I beg of you, do everything in your power to save the princess. Oh, are you one of her royal retainers? Yes, I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open. She's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. The thought of her being held captive keeps me up at night. I understand. Well, you can rest easy now that we're on the job. We'll save her. Shall we be going? Alright, we have to go to bed, right? What might I inquire are you doing at this late hour? Oh. Captain Amathea. Good evening. I realize that you've been invited here, but don't you think it's a bit late for your kids to be out walking around? Please pardon us, we've simply never been in a castle like this and we couldn't resist the urge to take a look around. Oh, that's certainly understandable. So, where were you half an hour ago? Please enlighten me, if only for my own edification. What if we say the maid quarters? I admire your honesty, so let's not waste time on games. I did in fact receive several reports of you going in and out of the maid quarters. Do you not think it a bit odd to be looking around in that particular place? You don't think that questioning someone like that when you already have the facts is a little cruel? I'll take that as a compliment. So what business have you in the maid quarters? I suggest you answer honestly. Well, Oh, Estelle Joshua. You've been here the whole time? Zin? Oh no, that's the stuff. You're drunk. Oops, sorry. And hey, if it ain't my favorite gorgeous officer lady, nice some luck that we met up again, eh? I suppose. So what's going on? Are my students here causing any trouble? No, it's not that they were in the maid quarters. It's just that they were in the maid quarters for a while. I merely wanted to know their business, simply as a security precaution. Oh yeah, I totally get you. I just sent them off to find some munchies to go with my booze. Hey Joshua, you kids find anything to eat? No, the cooks aren't back yet, I guess. We went to ask the maid if there was any way we could get our hands on something, but no luck. Oh well, I'll have to do without, I guess. Oh hey, I just had a great idea. You wanna come and join me for a drink? I mean, hey, nothing goes with drinks like a beautiful lady. I'm afraid I'm busy, so I'll have to decline your generous offer. My apologies for the misunderstanding, but I would advise you to return to your room and remain there for the rest of the night. I have to investigate any suspicious activity, you understand? Of course. It is late, we should probably just go to bed. Very good then. Now, if you will excuse us. Oh, denied. Oh well, might as well just go back to the room. Right. We'll go with you. Looks like we managed to convince her at least. What? Zin, aren't you drunk? I was acting drunk. I haven't had a single drop. No way, your face had even gone all red. He focused on making his blood circulate better, which made it look like he was intoxicated. It's done with some kind of Eastern martial arts breathing exercise, right? I'm surprised you're familiar with it. But hey, you seem to be in a tight spot, so I figured I'd distract everyone. Nice, huh? Saved your bacon, as the saying goes. You are an evil, evil man, Zin. Okay, sure, you did help us out, but you also surprised the hell out of me. Sorry about that. So, what's the story? What story? I would have thought it would be obvious, the story of you meeting with the Queen. Wait, what? How did you... Did Elnan tell you something about this? Actually, I couldn't get him to tell me anything, but now I know anyway, don't I? Without prior knowledge, there's no way you could have just guessed. So, how much do you really know? I guess it's finally time to show you this. Zin produced a letter from his pocket and handed it to Estelle and Joshua. What's this? I know this handwriting. Well, don't just stand there, read it. It will explain a lot. Okay. Dear Zin Vatek, I hope this letter finds you well. I know I've been out of touch. I'm in a hurry, so I hope you'll pardon my bluntness. My work concerning the Jaegers is leading me into Imperial territory. However, due to the fact that unusual forces seem to be influencing matters inside Liebel, I feel uneasy being absent for so long. This is why I must ask a favor of you. Could I persuade you to come to Liebel and help out if they need it? Since you haven't been in Liebel before, perhaps you could think of it as a recreational trip. There is a martial arts competition before the Queen's birthday celebration, and foreigners can participate. It would make a fine camouflage. I realize that this is sudden, but if you can do it, I would be most grateful. I'm intending to return to Liebel before the festival, so hopefully we will be able to have a drink together when I return. Cassius Bride. P.S. You may have the chance to meet my son and daughter. They're currently apprentices at the guild, so if you happen to meet them, feel free to test the extent of their training. Try not to bail them out too much, unless it seems like they really need it. So Dad actually asked you to come to Liebel, which means he's in Erebonia now. That's the long and short of it. The long and short of it? What it means is that you were in cahoots with them all along. That's kind of a nasty way to put it, don't you think? I owed Master Cassius a favor from the time I spent in Calvar. This letter just gave me the chance to make a square again. I suppose. When did you realize that we were his kids? I had a feeling from the outset once I saw Estelle's techniques with the bow staff. I asked Kilika about it and that confirmed it. It would have been nice if you had said something about it all. We've been worried sick, wondering where Dad's been. I know, and I'm sorry I haven't said anything, but I got the impression from the letter that he was trying to keep his whereabouts a secret. Still, you're definitely his kids, alright? If you can pull off a job as big as sneaking an audience with the Queen. I suppose so. He knows this much, it wouldn't hurt to tell him everything, right? I agree. It would be probably the best to fill Zin in on everything. It's a bit of a far-fetched to say that we could put an end to this whole situation on our own after all. Estelle and Joshua told how they had managed to speak directly with the Queen, as well as the Queen's request to safely rescue Princess Claudia. I see. I thought something seemed a little off when everyone was talking at the party. Alright then, I'll help you out with that little request. What, you will? Yep, I think this is the ideal opportunity to settle my debt to Master Cassius. Please let me help. We would be glad to. Thank you once again. What is this place? I never would have imagined that something like this even existed. It's larger than I expected. Lieutenant Lawrence, if you would be so kind as to show us the way to the lowest level. Yes, sir. Whoa! Is it some kind of mechanical monster? Well, so these must be... Archaisms. Holy shit! He took that thing out in one stroke. You were the quickest to react. You are indeed truly a force to be reckoned with when you don't hold back. You flatter me, sir. Your quick draw technique as well was quite remarkable to behold. I can see that you've studied under the Divine Blade himself. I am humbled. I still have a ways to go before I can really humble anyone, I'm afraid. But time waits for no man. The skills I possess now will have to be enough. My strength may be meager, but I must forge this kingdom's future with my own 2 hands. My brave men, the way to the ultimate power is open. A bright new dawn approaches for our beloved Liebel. I expect only the best of each of you. By your order, sir. We of the Special Ops will work as one of the Colonel. For the glory of Liebel! For the glory of Liebel! I understand the situation. You've both performed admirably. I'm amazed that you were able to deliver the Professor's message to Her Majesty in person. And we just got lucky is all. The real question is, how much longer is luck going to be on our side? Yes, we're really going to have to stay focused. If you understand that already, then there's nothing more that I need to tell you. In any case, we can consider Professor Russ's request to be fulfilled. Please accept this as a compensation for a job well done. Now then, Zin. It was pure providence that Cassius invited you here. We need the help of an A-ranked bracer like yourself. No need to even ask. Even if I didn't have a debt to repay to Cassius, I couldn't possibly stand by idly in a situation like this. I am with you until the end. I knew we could count on you, Zin. By the way, what's this A-rank business? It's a rank that signifies a full-fledged bracer's full power. There's 7 ranks ranging from G on the bottom up to A at the top. So he's the highest rank he can get. Wow, I never knew you were such a badass, Zin. Well, I may be A rank, but I'm still an underling, so to speak. There are 20 A rankers across the continent, but above that there's an informal S rank. That one's only granted to bracers who successfully resolve issues on a national scale, and there are only 4 of those on the entire continent. Wow, I'm not sure I even want to think about what they can do. You really don't know any of the stuff, do you? One of those 4 is Master Cassius. What? Okay, Joshua, you are not going to tell me you knew about this already, right? Sorry, but yes I did. We solved a major case for the Republic about 5 years ago. I swear, it's hardly worth even getting upset about it anymore. Royal Army soldiers, hidden hero, divine blade, S-rank bracer. If he's really so damned awesome, then it sure would be nice if he would come back and take care of this case. You may be right. If he were with us, perhaps this would never have escalated to the point where a coup d'etat was even possible. Joshua was wrong? Oh, what's wrong? Just thinking about how strange this is. This whole chain of events apparently started with Dad going off on his trip. It's as if whoever planned the coup was waiting for him to be gone. At least it's just the impression I have. Oh. So what you're saying is that the coup was planned around the departure for the Empire, am I correct? Now I'm sure that would be overthinking things. I can't think of anyone who could possibly manipulate Dad like that without him noticing he was being used. They would have to know him and his behavior pattern exceptionally well to be able to pull it off. Well, yeah, I never knew what he was up to, even though he was so close. I don't think that Colonel Richard could ever have managed to pull the wool over his eyes. More likely, it's just that 2 major events happen to overlap with each other. Regardless of the circumstances, we cannot currently rely on Cassius to help. Therefore, I am resolved to prepare for the worst. I believe an emergency conference of the Gransel branch of the Bracer Guild is called for. Huh? All other things being equal, we have a request that comes directly from Her Majesty, the Queen. The 3rd article of the Bracer Code states that we shall never act in a fashion that interferes with the government. We cannot ignore Her Majesty's request, however, so we must act, but we are no match for the Royal Army as we are. I ask the cooperation of all bracers in Gransel, including Zin, of course. Oh, okay. If we come in conflict with the Intelligence Division, we will need all the help we can get. Ideally, we should have the cooperation of the other branches, but the checkpoints have been completely sealed off as of today. Ostensibly to foil any potential terrorist activity. What? So basically, it amounts to martial law. So the enemy is finally moving at full tilt. This may be to stifle any activity on the part of the Royal Guardsmen in hiding, as well as ourselves. If we're going to conduct a rescue operation, we will have to do it with the resources on hand. Oh, fun! But we're up to it. So do we have a solid idea of where the prisoners are being held? That's been on my mind for a while now, actually. I believe the most likely place to be the Erbe Royal Villa. It's the building in the forest, right? It would make sense. If the soldiers are using it under the pretense of counter-terrorism, few would question it. And I can't imagine they would want to lock a lady of the royal family in a cell in Leyston Fortress. Considering this is the army we're going to be going against. I would like a more solid confirmation, however. If we assaulted the wrong place, we would have hell to pay for it. Yes, precisely. But in either case, we must assemble any braces currently in the royal city. Could I ask you to assemble them here for me? Any information you could gather while doing so would be much appreciated. If I'm not mistaken, Estelle, you and your friends are acquainted with the reporter, correct? Oh, you mean Niall? Yeah, we should see if he's picked up anything significant. Also, we must attempt to enlist the aid of the guardsmen who are in hiding. If you can get them to contact me, it would be greatly appreciated. So in other words, we need to get in touch with Sister Julia. She helped us with the invitation before, so we should let her know what's going on. So off to the cathedral then. There are 4 other braces in the city: Court, Grant, Kana, and Annalise. Check the bars and the usual hangouts. They may also be in the hotel. If you see them, please instruct them to come back here. Sure thing. Alright. It was the West Block, right? Are you looking for Sister Ellen, perchance? I believe the Archbishop should know her whereabouts. You should be in the sacramental chamber to the southeastern room of this. Oh. And who might you be? We are members of the Bracer Guild, I mean. We're looking for Sister Ellen. Where are you now? Might I guess that you share complicity with her then? With a nun? Ew, no. He's asking if we know her real identity, Estelle. We're here with information she asked us to find. I'm sorry to say she's no longer at the cathedral. She came to say goodbye to me this morning and left. Where to? I mean, do you know where she might have gone? If only I did. I've been close with the royal family for many years and she's always regarded me as a friend and confidant. But this time she refused to give me any details. She no doubt wished to keep the church from getting too deeply involved in whatever is occurring. I see. I wouldn't worry though. She had the light of hope in her eyes as she departed. I'm confident she was not running away to wallow in despair, but for a more noble cause. Well, that's good at least. But the thing is, we kind of need her to stay in touch with the Royal Guardsmen. While begging for rain in the desert only gets you sand, we should probably go. The best thing we can do is covertly keep an eye out for other Royal Guardsmen. Not the most efficient plan, but that seems to be all we've got. You seem to be between a rock and a hard place, as they say. Always remember that Aidius helps those who help themselves. Do all that you can, and Aidius will surely take care of the rest. Hard and honest work will always lead you down the right path. Thanks, bro. Alright, I got nothing really to say. So they said bars and hotels. Fisherman Guild. Nah, there's no one here. Hey, it's Grant. Well, well, if it isn't the big bad champions. I hear you guys spent the night at the castle. Frankly, I'm surprised to see you back so early. Did you eat anything good? Yeah, we did, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Oh, something on your mind? Explain the situation and the Queen's request to... Okay. Holy crap, you're not pulling my leg, are you? We are not, every word is true. I'll stake my reputation on it. If Zin, the immovable, is moved by this, that's all the proof I need. I'll do whatever I can to help. You can count on it. Thanks, Grant. We'll all be meeting at the guild house to plan our strategy as soon as possible. So if you would please head over there when you can. Understood. Go well, friends. I'll catch up with you there. Well, if it isn't Zin and the new recruits back from the castle already? Well, yeah, I guess we are. Annalise, could we have a moment of your time? You hear something juicy you're looking to share with me? Well, if by juicy you mean spit your juice all over in shock, then yeah. It's a real juice bomb. Oh, you have my undivided attention. Should we be talking about this here, or should I be sitting down for it? Huh. Just to make it absolutely clear, this isn't a joke. Things could get serious in a big hurry, and if they do, we'll need your help. Let's see, sorry, my head's just a little scrambled from how screwed up this whole situation is. I don't really get all this, but you want everyone to meet at the guild house, right? Right, Elden will fill you in on all the details. Okay then, I'll go and see what's up. Okay. That's 2. Someone here? Of course the museum is empty. There's no one here. What a surprise. Okay, so probably... in the northern block then. I wish I could remember that time a little better. It's like there's a thick fog blanketing the whole thing. Oh, hi Code. It's good to see you here. Hi Estelle. Hi Joshua. Oh, Zin's with you too. Didn't you know that we were going to the dinner party at the castle yesterday? That was when these 2 rookies took on a pretty major assignment. What major assignment? I think it's best if we tell you more or less the whole story. You're serious? Of course we are. That's why we really need your help. No, that's not it. I admit I'm shocked at Her Majesty's request of you, but the black orbment that the Colonel has, it's real. What's wrong? You look awfully pale. Whoa! What in the world? Step away from him. Huh? Ah! Shade! Left! What was that? You didn't even touch him, and he acted like he got electrocuted. It's a special spirit channeling breathe technique. It allows the user to directly affect the target's body without direct physical contact. I don't normally like to be so rough, but time isn't exactly on our side. How are you feeling? Oh wow, actually a lot better. I can't remember every detail, but a good bit of it's coming back. I'm a little unsteady from the shock, but I think I'll be alright. So, what do you remember? Didn't I say before, there was an accident around 3 months ago. You lost your memories while you were walking, right? Yes, some had asked me to check up on those men in the black outfits, and then I took something suspicious from them. It was the black ointment. So the person who gave you the assignment, yes, it was your father Cassius. I wasted no time in packaging it up and sending it to him, but that's really as far back as I can remember. So the K on that package was you? Yes. I think I also remember there being a note that said to have Professor Russell analyze it. I get it. The package was delivered to you too. Do you remember anything after that? Anything that happened after you sent off the package? Yes, after I left the port someone called out to me, and then... It's no good. It's all still one big blur. You're probably best off not pressing your luck. It's likely just cause strain that you can't handle it. Yes, alright. I'm really just amazed that I was able to remember anything at all. Which brings us to a bigger question. Who would have done this? Maybe those special ops guys? It's possible. They did use that nasty poison on a gate after all. It's as if they are manufacturing and testing new drugs. Maybe they've made something to cause memory loss. Now there's a cheerful thought. Plus, there's the Sky Bandits boss, the Major Dalmor, to consider. We have to be really careful. I'm sorry, I don't have anything really useful to tell you. I know what Her Majesty asked you to do. I want to help, if you let me. Yeah, but are you sure you'll be okay? Sure, my memory may be like a sieve, but physically I'm fine. I owe you for your help, so please allow me to make it up to you. If you're feeling up to it, sure. We need to work out a strategy. For now, let's meet back at the guild. Alright, you have my thanks. Alright, I need one more. One more dude. This is weird, Chief. We haven't heard anything in 2 days. Well, he does tend to get completely wrapped up when he's looking for the next big story. But given how close we are to a state of martial law, I don't much like that he hasn't contacted us either. Oh, hi guys. Hello, Dorothy. Pardon us. Hey, it's a Tournament Champions. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Legal News. Niall and Dorothy have told me quite a lot about the two of you. Estelle and Joshua of the Bracer Guild, right? Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've always enjoyed your magazine. Well, that's always good to hear. Weren't you two doing something for Niall? Oh yeah, yes. That's what we were just talking about. Actually, Niall hasn't shown up here today or yesterday. No words from him or anything. Huh? Yesterday or today? We spoke with him in the evening 2 days ago. Really? What do you mean, really? You gave us the message to meet him for idea's sake. We came here to talk to him after the semifinals. Alright, now that you mention it. So did he say anything to you? Like, where he was going? Someone had just called him. Right, I remember what happened. You got a call from someone, then he said he had to leave. Are you serious? Yes. We haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. Oh no, I can't believe Niall's dead. Whoa, wait, who said he was dead? Today's when all the airliner traffic gets shut down. Everything was normal yesterday though, so maybe he went to another province? I already inquired with the landing port's passenger registry, and there was no sign of him. So I figured he has to still be somewhere in town. You two were the last ones to see this reporter fellow. Weren't you talking to him about something for a news article? Huh? These are the times we live in. Controlling the media is a big deal for the military. What do you think, Chief? I certainly can't argue with that. Particularly in the case of the intelligence division, they monitor and censor everything we do. You wouldn't believe how frustrating it is. Which means that you can't get much information of your stories, but it's in a reporter's nature to want to get as much as possible into the hands of the readers. I see. So you want to check out a new subject that the intelligence division hasn't started censoring yet. What was the last thing he told us about? I think it was about... Oh, fuck. The arranged marriage? And the Duke mentioned something about it at the dinner party. Oh, Niall told you about that too? It would make a hell of a story if it's true. He mentioned having to get some evidence at any cost. How did a reporter like Niall even learn about something like this? I'd have thought that something like that would be known only to the royal family. Well, he did say he is friends with someone who works in the Erbe Royal Villa. Completely off the record, but the terrorists are supposedly after the princess, so she's secretly staying in the villa for her own safety. I knew it! Huh, and the veil is lifted. Maybe the person he was talking to was his friend in the villa, which would mean that Niall's probably there too. Don't say it. You don't say. Well, if I know Niall, he probably tried to worm his way in for an interview with the princess. And if the soldiers saw him, and they would have arrested him on the spot. No, Niall is a goner. Why do you keep coming back to that? But if he has been arrested, getting him out isn't going to be easy. Yeah, I'm betting that he and Princess Claudia are pretty much in the same situation. What exactly do you people know? Do you have inside information about what's going on in the city and all of Libel? Sorry, but we really can't talk about it. Just let the Bracer Guild take care of Niall. If he has been arrested, we will see to it that he is released. Alright, please do whatever you can. Please, you guys, you gotta bring Niall back. Leave it to us. Before President's Grand. Oh, we need Kana. Oh, the shops as well, okay. Oh, there you are. Hi, Kana. Hey, look who it is. Oh, you've got Old Man Zin with you. What's going on? Well, it's a long story. Oh, sounds serious. Oh, you're not just pulling my leg, are you? I must admit, I did find it a bit odd that all the gates and ports and such have been shut down. So what did you want with me exactly? Well, we need to get everyone together and formulate a plan. So if you would, please meet us at the guild. Gotcha. I'm already there. The other braces are already assembled. Have you heard from the Royal Guardsman or the reporter? Sorry, sir, no contact. But we believe we've gathered the intelligence we need. I see. We can conclude with fair certainty then that Princess Claudia is inside the villa. It's unfortunate you were unable to make contact with the Royal Guardsmen, but at least we know now they haven't been captured. Shall we get started then? Yes. We need to start working out the details of the rescue operation. Are we all up to date on the pertinent details of the Intelligence Division's planned coup d'etat then? Given the information, we should consider ourselves under contractual obligation to Queen Alicia. I can barely believe what I'm hearing. I'm ashamed of myself for not noticing something was amiss sooner. I was suspicious of those special ops troops from the very beginning, but I really trusted Colonel Richard. And he was behind the Sky Bandits and Major Dalmor. We got completely snowed, and we can't let them get away with it, that's for sure. Can you all be counted on to cooperate in this assignment? Damn straight. Just lead the way. I owe these guys some black eyes. Rhyme unintended. Count me in for sure. This is gonna be good. We've got strong allies who will prevail without a doubt. Now let me explain the details for this mission. We have to move fast as there are lives at stake here. It's not the most elegant approach, but I believe taking control of the villa through a frontal assault is our best option. We don't have time to try and find some route to infiltrate, so I guess that's the only option we've got. How will we be divided? We will split into two groups, a decoy team and a rescue team. The decoy team will draw the attention of the main forces while the rescue team makes its way into the villa. Remember though, we are dealing with the Intelligence Division Special Ops here. If I may, I would like to suggest we also add an ambush team to aid the decoy team and the second decoy team to assist the rescue team. Man, we're really teaming with teams here, but why do we need those? The ambush team would lie and wait until the decoy team draws out the enemy forces and then both teams could attack at once. Meanwhile, the second decoy team would attempt to break the enemy's ranks, allowing the rescue team to enter the villa more easily. Oh, I guess that's a good point. Evens the odds a little bit. But do we have enough members to spread among 4 squads? No, we don't. We've contacted other guild branches, but with the airships grounded, we are pretty much on our own. Well, crap. If only we had Shara and a gate. However, I agree with Zin that trying to carry out this operation with only 2 squads is risky. We may need to re-examine the strategy. If numbers are all you lack, maybe we can be of assistance. Hey! Lieutenant Schwartz! Well now, if it isn't Sister Military. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm Royal Guardsman Sub-Commander Lieutenant Julia Schwartz. The Royal Guardsmen are here at your disposal for this operation. Understood. Your participation will be most invaluable. I count 9 soldiers in your squad, including yourself. My remaining troops are incognito stationed all throughout the city. I can assemble them within the hour. That's great, but Lieutenant Schwartz, how did you know we were going to try to save the hostages? We tried to find you at the cathedral and tell you, but you had already disappeared. Did you? My apologies. All I knew was that you had accepted the Queen's mission, I found out last night. Last night? We'd only just met with the Queen last night ourselves. Yes, I'm aware of that. We have sources for military intelligence of the sort. All that matters now is that Her Highness gave us the order to assist, and we are happy to do it. Sources? I want sources. Can I share some of yours? I don't. Let's leave it at no, Estelle. More importantly, the Guardsman assistance will give us the extra forces we need to fill the ambush and support teams. Indeed, with this additional manpower, I believe our chances of success have increased exponentially. And with extra manpower secured, we should start deciding on the teams immediately. Roger that. You need 2 decoy teams, right? I believe 5 of my troops should be sufficient for one of them. Yeah, I'd say those Royal Guards uniforms should definitely catch their attention. My thoughts exactly. We'll target the Intelligence Division's aerial squadron, stationed just on the outskirts of the Erbe scenic route. Wait a sec, aerial squadron? You don't mean... I'm afraid she does. It's on the scenic route outskirts. Now that you mention it, there's a stretch of land out there that's been completely blockaded. According to my intelligence, there's only a skeleton crew of guards stationed there. If we attack, they will have no alternative but to call the villa for reinforcements. Oh, I get it. That's some good decoying right there. And then when the reinforcements show up, the ambush team pops in and takes them all out, right? We should form that ambush team then. I knew all those years of hunting down monsters in the bush would pay off one day. And we've got a gunner too, we'll be able to handle this no problem. Alright, 2 teams locked down. As for the rescue and decoy too, I think the second decoy team should also be comprised of my royal guardsmen. The special ops will definitely drop their guards more readily to apprehend them. So that leaves us for the rescue team. All of the other teams will be acting to provide cover for us. Ours will be the most important assignment on the field by far. This is no game, you are playing an actual role in a crucial turning point of our history. Make sure you're up to the task. Sheesh, no pressure. Huh. There's no need to worry, we will persevere. History favors the just. I'm reading too much without a break, god damn it. Besides, you guys are the Grand Slam Martial Arts Competition champions, and we'll be the ones keeping the majority of the enemy forces busy. Hopefully, all you'll need to worry about are the hostages. Julia, Alnan, Zin, We, Estelle, the word you're looking for is we. We can do this, and we will. Yeah, Ryan, you're so right. We're gonna kick some special asses. That's the spirit, and that's the plan. The operation will begin at nightfall. We will use the dark for cover. Once the operation begins, you won't have any opportunity to return to the city, so if you still have loose ends to tie up, speak now or forever hold your peace. Man, this is getting pretty real. I will ensure that Her Highness is made aware of the plan. Alright everyone, good night here. Got it? You're here good. Once the operation begins, you won't have any opportunity to return to the city, so if you still have loose ends to tie up, speak now. This is the last bit of the game, I'm guessing, right? This is getting pretty serious. I would maybe step here then, because I have to wake up early tomorrow. And then for the next time we're gonna do the mission. Maybe we can even do it tomorrow as well. And I got like all the games down before I leave for Dokumi. Yeah, let's do it like that then. I think that works well. It's a bit shorter, but I think it's a good place to stop here. Otherwise, like, I don't think I will have a place to stop again anytime soon.